have some shit. I got the juiciest fucking Mord guide coming at you. Every mechanic, how to master this fucking dude right here. We're going to basic shit. Use this. Ta-da, boom. That's all you need to know. You want that shit. Alright, I ain't coming in here giving you, oh, what does Mord spells do? I don't know what to do. Alright, if you have half a brain, you kind of know what to do, what to max, all that bullshit. What does spells fucking do? Obviously wouldn't be interested in him if you didn't know what he did. This is for the top gamers. This is shit that you may not even know. Because I know I didn't know a lot of shit. I knew what the spells did, but right here we got the sauce, dude. This shit's on another level of Mord guides. Everything. We gonna... Oh my god, dude. Hold on. Let's get in it. Alright. First thing we're gonna talk about is bushes. Did he go in here? Yes, he did. Okay. Bushes. You're always gonna... You're in top lane, right? You can be... Honestly, any fucking lane, dude. You're gonna be bushes. One thing you may not have known is your Q does not give vision in bushes. You do get an audio, and you do see your shield. So if you want to check bushes, you'll get that sound. If you want to, oh shit, put 2 in there. Now there's 2 in that motherfucking hoe. You still get a sound. All right, even though if you hit both these motherfuckers, you're still gonna hit a sound. All right. E, before the E actually pulls, you get vision. You see that? You get a little bit of vision. Let's see if I... Yeah, so look. Got that fucking... Go in there, you can't see them. You hit that, even though they move, you get a little bit of vision. Alright? I know it's not... You get cooldown, but it's ranged vision. That's kind of nice. You're like, oh shit. Say we got... Let's just fucking clear these dummies. So you got fucking dude. He's just chilling in this bush. You're like, goddamn. I don't know what the... Boom! I got vision. I ain't going in that bush, right? Well, you can save your life. Alright? Boom. There's some fucking more tips for you. Pow! Next. I have here is his ultimate. I want to talk about his ultimate. I'm not going over the abilities, alright? You can read them and go through all the thousands of fucking Mord guides if you want to learn the basic shit. This is how to master your boy. Anyway. When you ult somebody, it says here that your target death from 7 seconds, 10% of their core stats for the duration. Okay, this is important. And then if he kills them, obviously, like, it's until they respawn. But when they mean core stats, they mean attack damage, they mean ability power, armor, magic resist, and attack speed. You do not steal cooldown reduction, you don't steal life steal, you don't steal movement speed, and you don't steal crit. Okay? Notice these won't change because it's a fucking dummy, right? You're gonna steal 10% of that, right? You're gonna watch my 2105 here go jump up to like fucking 30 because it's a dummy and he gets a shit ton, right? So you're gonna deal that much. It's gonna be great. Okay. Your ultimate does do damage. It will steal 10% of their HP. This is important later when I go into talk about towers. All right, it will steal 10% of their HP. Okay, look at it. That's why homeboy's hurting right now. Let's fucking auto refresh. Whatever. Fuck that dummy. All right. Anyway, next thing I want to talk about is berries. Berries do not give a shield. So whenever the fucking berries decide to spawn, I'll show you, or you can just take my word for it. When you get berries and it gives you health and shit, it does not give you shield. That's important to know, I guess, a little tidbit information. Good thing about his E, your E isn't used well, it is used primarily to grab motherfuckers and pull them in, right? You don't got any of that bullshit. Like, you need to like get in somehow so you can make them come to you. Okay, your E, however, let me take a quick cast off so you can see. is it's very, you can cast it anywhere, and the range of it that it takes place, the claw will do the same range no matter where you cast it, which is kind of good. It's actually really good because if I got someone chasing me, this dummy's chasing me, right? And I want him to get away from me, I can cast it at my feet right here. It'll kick him away. All right, that's good. You're trying to run. Renekton jumps on you. Oh no, get the fuck off me, bitch. Boom. You turn around, hit that dude with a fucking Q just because fuck him, right? You can do some of that. All right, that's pretty good. If you run a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which you should never need every single time you play Mordekaiser, you should always run that shit. It'll slow them too, so you can get away because he has 0 mobility. All right, everything is based off his E to getting away and starting fights. That's his engage. Sometimes his ult too, but we'll get into that. All right, next thing that since we're talking about the E, I want to talk about the E. The E can actually block jumps. And you're like, okay, well, how does that have to do with anything? Okay, so when you think of a Lux bind, right? Let's take Jax and Lux. Or Zac and Lux. Lee Sin and Lux. Or Morgana. When they do a dash, they'll get binded, but they finish their destination. So you can kind of use that dash to buffer it. So if, like, you know, if this dude's dashing towards me and Lux hits the bind right here, like, sometimes depending on who you're playing, they'll finish landing and then be rooted for the duration, or they'll start their root duration but they'll still be traveling. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about? Blast Plant is another one. Like, you'll bind them while they're midair, but they're gonna finish going over the wall while they're binded. That's not the case with Mordekaiser. All right, this shit will stop it. If Jax is mid-Q, well, you kind of have to predict a little bit because the cast time's a little slower. So if you're like, Jax is running at me in range, you can fucking cast it at your feet, and while he's mid-jump, you can actually cancel it and push him back. It will interrupt it. Shield does stack in Zhonya's, so let me fucking teleport here. I'll buy some items because I forgot to do that. Cool. So, using Zhonya's, it's very powerful weapon. Zhonya's can be. All right. Some rules with Zhonya's, some go-to rules is try to use Zhonya's when your shield's on cooldown. This accomplishes a lot of things. One, you ran out of, like, your defensive shit and it's on cooldown. And what Zhonya's is going to do is while you're in stasis, your cooldowns are starting to refresh and come off cooldown. So that way, when you're actually battling somebody, it will be off cooldown quicker. Now, another thing is your passive. Your passive is fucking awesome for Zhonya's. Right? Hitting them. Boom. Zhonya's. I'm stacking. I am stacking that shield. I come out of it. And I get to pop my shield, right? It's going to be a fatter shield. It's going to be awesome. So you're going to be building shield while in Zhonya's. It's kind of nice. Also, if you're running Conqueror, which you should, I highly recommend Conqueror, is you're going to be healing too. If you're stacking Conqueror, because it stacks really fast with Mordekaiser passive, you will be healing. Running Spirit Visage, you're going to heal even a little bit more. So yeah, that's super good. And your passive, obviously, as you can see, like, it fucking does damage. So you get in a team fight, you hit that shit, you proc Zhonya's, you're slowing everyone, helping your team out with that, as well as doing some dick ton of damage while being invulnerable. So the thing about your shield, I don't have auto fresh cool. Let me get the auto fresh cooldowns. So here, you pop your shield, right? 8-second cooldown. Now it goes on cooldown. If you cast it your first time and you're in shield form, it will not go on cooldown until your shield goes away or you pop the heal, right? If I pop it's going to go immediately, like, into cooldown. So this is good to know for your lanes. You know, if you are not in, like, you just had a battle and you're not going in battle mode and you got some shield, and your shit's like, and you're walking away with a fucking shield, right? And you know he's not going to engage on you, just fucking pocket real quick, let that shit go on cooldown, alright? Having your shield up is very important. Also, good thing to know is you cannot stack your shield while your shield is up. You can only stack it when you're on cooldown. Alright? So when this is on cooldown, that's your opportunity to start, you know, gaining your shield. You can stack it on cooldown, as you can see. See how I'm stacking it and it's not on cooldown yet? See, that's awesome. Alright, cool. This is a really cool mechanic I would like to show you. I'm going to enable the minions for this, because this is the only... Mordekaiser can do a couple things that no other champion in the game can do. Alright? And one of them is doing damage under tower and not taking aggro. What? That's crazy! I know. It's fucking awesome. So we're going to toggle these fucking minions. We're going to come in here. I'm going to wait for the minion wave to show up. I'm going to kill these minions. So we're going to spawn a dummy in here, right? Look at that shit. Look at that. He's going, I'm going to do... You pull this off in your games and you do this shit, it will mind bottle the enemy. It happens all the time. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? You didn't even fucking take aggro. Yeah, no fucking wonder, alright? That's just the mechanic of Mordekaiser. Oh, I didn't mean to pull him out, but whatever. And you can... Oh, I should probably auto-refresh my cooldowns. Right. So we're gonna just pull him back deeper under tower so you can see. Now look. Minions are doing it. If I hit him, look at that. I'm gonna take damage. Okay? Check this shit out. Ult him. I take no damage and the tower is still hitting my minions. You see that? I just did damage to him. Under tower. This is really good. Because what this means, if I, in a game, right, and you're about to tower dive somebody, and you hit R, and they take damage, they are going to waste their abilities on you. This whole time you're not taking tower aggro, so you let them blow their stuns, their cooldowns, their CC, so the tower does damage to you. What they think the tower is going to do damage to you, and it ends up not doing any fucking damage whatsoever. And that's going to, it's going to fuck them up. So, right, you're gonna come in, you're gonna ult them, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna flash, they're trying to get away so the tower does more damage to you when it's really not hitting you. And then when you're done, you can just fucking beat their ass, right? And then shield away, and it's fucking easy money. Alright? That's a very good tip to know. Some, since we're talking about his ult, obviously it takes people, everyone knows it takes people out of the real world here, and puts them in the fucking, the death realm. And the death realm, death realm will take you away from everything but structures. And when I mean everything, not just, you know, bear and dragon and all that, and enemies, of course, and camps, of course, but also it takes the enemy out of their ultimates. It takes them out of their companions. So some champions are like summoner type, where Zyber Plant, Malzahar, fucking Heimer turrets, all that, Alawi tentacles, right? You can ult them and all that shit goes away. They don't have those fucking pussy ass, like, extra minions to help them win a battle, alright? Shit's gone. It's gone. So, for instance, a good way to do it is Alawi could be really hard to play against. But if you don't ult until she ults, you win. You win every time. Right? Like, as soon as she ults, boom, she hits the ground, she got 10,000 tentacles, come up. As soon as that shit happens, you fucking smack her ass. Like, she'll pull your soul, right? And she'll hit R and all these fucking tentacles, and they'll beat your fucking ass. You just hit R on her, all those tentacles go away. They're not your problem anymore. And then you could proceed to smack that ass, alright? So, super, super strong. Your level 6 power spike is very strong. You can duel anybody in the game except probably Tryndamere. And sometimes Kayle, depending on how much of a health lead she has. Like, if you're on the same level, you got a decently stacked shield, you can fuck up everyone. If you get level 6 first, you win the fight automatically. Just make sure you're not near their turret because, you know, turrets can still aggro you. But yeah, super strong. Mordekaiser, very vulnerable without his ult. Very vulnerable without his ult. So you have to play really, really passive until your ult's off cooldown. Once your ult's off cooldown, fucking gank me, dude. I'll 1v2 your ass. I'll fucking... Jungler comes in. I'll kick his ass. Steal 10% of his stats. Come out there with a stacked fucking shield and beat your ass too. Anyway. Yeah, good, really good 1v2 potential. Really good wave clear. His bread and butter combos. E has a pretty 9.6 cooldown at level fucking 5 with 20% CDR. It's a lot. Okay, his E is long cooldown. However, good thing you can do with this is you can wave clear. So that is going to be almost your bread and butter move. Now, I will warn you, he's got 2 damaging abilities, not counting his ults, for trading. Okay, you don't want to really trade with autos too much. I mean, they hit okay, respectively hard, but you're not 80. Okay, you're AP. So these, your E and your Q, are your main sources of damage. Now, biggest, if you want to all-in somebody, it's usually like, or you want to hit a trade, that's it. That's what you want. Right there. You want E, and then Q shortly after, so if the E connects, they can't dodge it, and then as soon as they land auto attack, that's going to give you your passive. That right here is what you want. Okay, if you don't want to waste your E, that's fine. That's fine. For instance, you want to play against fucking Jax, you can auto Q, auto, he starts helicopter dicking away, you can fucking use your E to keep him back, right? If that shit's already on cooldown, you know, you could just, you know how to play your lane, alright? You win a lot of extended trades, but you kind of have to play it Aurelion Sol-like. And what I mean by that is after you hit your combo, you want to kite them with this, right? You want to kite them. If they manage to get inside, you can hit them with an auto, and that will refresh. It will refresh your passive. But you don't want to just be standing still and slapping them, all right? You want to kite them and use your passive is going to do the most of the damage. Talk about... Oh, the E combo. Okay, the flash E combo. So, the thing is, your flash E, like, it doesn't work. You cannot flash E. Like, you can't E flash, I mean. Like, you have to, like, your E will get cast immediately. And you can't do that. However, you can do it with your Q. I will go into the Q because it is a very, very unique spell when it comes to the Q flash. Not like most others, like, Lee Sin or Ezreal or any of the fucking Q flashes that you can think of. Now, it's very difficult. Also, your passive stacks on monsters. Large monsters, not the little ones. So there you'll get your passive. It's kind of good, so you can stack it, run into battle with it already procced, and also you get a little bit of a shield. I'll show you right here. Like, if you go to Wolves or something, these will not proc your passive. Alright? But this motherfucker will, because he's the large monster. Okay, that's something to take note of. Also good thing to do is if we're in lane here, right? I'm gonna drop a fucking dummy. Say we're going against someone, right? And you can't get on top of them, right? Your jungler's about to gank. Right? We're sitting in lane, and if like the jungler's walking up, he's gonna run away, and you don't have any tools to like, I can't reach him, he's just gonna dodge it anyway. Like, you can't do anything, right? What you can fucking do is before the jungler could be way back here. This dude could have all the fucking vision in the world. He could have all the vision. Jungler coming through here. He could be right here, and we can gank this guy for Mordekaiser, right? All Mordekaiser's gotta fucking do is fucking flash ult. Now the jungler gets to walk all the way up for free, right? Vision don't matter, nothing. This guy's gonna run all the way back here, right? He's gonna run all the way back here, and the jungler can walk up. He can see these little balls of orbs, right? And as soon as he comes up, now you gotta fucking Kazakhs or whatever literally on top of you as soon as you spawn. They can't get away, right? They can only kite out. If you're going to get your ass beat, right, you're like, oh shit, you get my ass beat, you can fucking Zonias and let your jungler walk up or just run away. You could just fucking, you could play like a total bitch. You could just ult and then you run away. This is also another thing. Like, they'll ult and they'll be like, oh, what the fuck's going on, right? Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. And they might walk up, they try to poke you. Boom! Jungler's right there. Ta-da! Instant jungle, fucking teleportation. How the fuck you do that, right? Only Mordekaiser things. So, you can ult to get your jungler in early, and it's super good. Another thing we could talk about here is the, say you got a carry, man. So you got this Katarina, and she's 97-0, bro, and she is just mopping the floor. Your team can beat the shit out of the enemy team, no problem, or even have a fighting chance. But this Katarina, deleting everyone. As soon as she throws her dagger, she gonna delete everyone. So say you got a fight coming in, right? Bah, everyone's battling. Oh shit, Katarina comes in. She about to jump in. She hits R. You click that shit, right? Now Katarina isn't in the fight with your team. Now your team can 4v4 their team without this hyper carry here deleting everybody. But she might delete you, right? She might fucking delete your ass. So what you do, if you know you can't fight the person, you ult them and you just fucking Zonias and you try to kite out the duration. And you just stay alive. So basically you're taking a carry out of a team fight. Just so strong. And you can just delay it using your Zonias, right? Zonia's super powerful tool for Mordekaiser. Another thing with your ult is who to target. Obviously the carry, if they're going to do some serious damage. If you know you can 1v1 the carry, you can do that. Some Dravens are really, I want to say like Draven is pretty good because if he's got like a lot of lifesteal, he'll just keep healing up and DPS you and you won't win that matchup. He'll fuck you up. But you know, a lot of carries like you can sit on top of and you can beat them. So there's ulting the carries and stalling it. There's ulting the carries just to kill them. If you had a choice and you need to know who to fight, I like ulting tanks. Yeah, pulling out support champions is super good. I like pulling out tanks a lot. Like pulling out an enemy tank is pretty good. There's a lot of important things on why pulling the tank is good. So say we're A-ramming, just a team fight's about to start. So you got our front line. I would be a frontliner. I got me up in the front line, got my fucking DPS in the back. They got their front line, DPS in the back. So usually what happens, if you have a lot of like poke in your comp, right? So you've got Ezreal and a fucking Vel'Koz, and they got like, I don't know, a fucking Darius, and just people who are easily kited. You can ult the tank. And before I talk about what's going on with the ult, I'm going to talk about what the enemies, or what your team is doing and what the enemy team is doing. When you ult the tank, and the enemies see that their front line is out of the fight, and we have like a poke comp or whatever, the poke comp will typically push up, right? And push the enemies back. They'll push them back. That is really good because even if you can't kill the tank, right? They're so fucking tanky, they can survive the duration of your ult. Your team, who was right here and pushed them up to here and like back to their tower, now when this dude spawns and our team is pushed up right here, where the fuck is this tank gonna go? That's a free pick. That's a free pick. All right. And now they have more frontline. Even if I didn't kill him, that's just the power of Mordekaiser ult. Another thing is when I like ulting the tanks, you do a metric shit ton of damage to tanks. You are the tankiest tank destroyer in the game. I'm telling you. Because look, all right, our passive right here. It is dealing magic damage based off of enemies' max health. All right, it is constantly ticking max health. Next, we're going to look at Liandry's, right? Liandry's and Rylai's. These two things right here help you destroy tanks. So even if the enemy didn't get pushed back, you will do so much damage to their tank that their tank isn't in the fight anymore. Or they have to waste, like Sejuani, for example, has to blow her ult just to keep her fucking boar ass alive. Like, you have... like, you will shred tanks, and you're tanky enough that their base damage can't really hurt you anyway, and plus Conquer and all that anyway. So Leandries, right? Leandries, right here. Since we're dealing with Rylai's, we're also dealing an increased 2.5% damage. Oh my god. Let's look at passive. Deal 2% more damage each second in combat. We're in tanks, so we're going to be slugging it out for a good amount of time. And it stacks to 10% damage. That's a lot of stacked fucking damage, right? And then spells burn for 3 seconds, dealing bonus magic damage equal to 1.5 of their maximum health. That's even more max health damage. Then burn damage is increased to 2.5. 2.5 because they're movement impaired, because you got a motherfucking Rylai's Crystal Scepter impairing their movements. So those items slay. They don't give mana. Like, the biggest downfall of these items is they don't give mana. You don't use fucking mana, so they're perfect. They're perfect. You get max HP, and you're fucking dicking there down there at max HP. So yes, ulting tanks is good. I like to ult tanks. If I can get to their carries, I'll ult their carries. And also, I will also ult if I'm dealing with a carry, I can't get to him. Like Caitlyn, for example. Can't fucking get on Caitlyn. Her auto attack range is longer than your goddamn E. You can't catch this fucking bitch. Alright? It's really hard. You gotta flash in, and then you got no flash, so she's gonna fucking kite you out. Like, she's a pain in the ass to get on top of. Believe me. But what you can do, if they got a Nami, or a fucking Janna, or some squishy ass bitch support that is squishy as a motherfucker, you can just ult them. Because they got like no combat stats. They got, what, Janna has to ult to probably save her own ass, and like waste all that. Without like Janna there, like, now your assassins can come in, like, and kill the carries if you can't. Like, you have ulting the supports. Honestly, you can kind of ult anybody, right? But the goal is you want to try and kill them. When I'm knowing I'm ulting a Soraka, I can kill the bitch, right? And I can take 10% of her stats, and I can use it towards the rest of the fight. And that's an easy pick before the fight even fucking starts. Ulting carries can be good. If you know you can kill him. If not, then now you're in the... Because what happens if you ult a carry is the carry's going to kite back, right? The carry's going to kite back, and if your team doesn't like push up on that, then what'll happen is you'll spawn with 10 enemies here, and you get fucked up. So you have to be able to... If you can kill him, fantastic, dude. Then you pop out of the ult, hit your fucking Zhonya's with your hourglass in the middle of the fight, and your teams can, like, now you gotta slow, and you just dicking them down. Is great. All right, it's fucking great. So that is his ult. And also, ulting, if you had a choice and you knew you can kill pretty much anyone in the game, I like ulting the tanks because it gets you really tanky, and that's just all good. And AP, you know, ult that fucking Vigar and beat his ass, because then now you're gonna come out with 10% of a fucking... If he's got 1,000 AP and you steal 10% of that, you just got 100 motherfucking AP, dude. That's a ungodly amount for Mordekaiser. Now you're... Shit, you're fucking him up now. That's like an extra Rabadon's death cap on top of you right now. If I had all these items and threw another Rabadon's death cap on me, there it is. So that's how strong it is. That's how strong stealing that amount of AP is. Bad matchups include like Renekton. You have a shield, and he can actually destroy your shield and then do damage to you, because he's got that new buff to where his enhanced W just completely cuts through any amount of shield whatsoever. He's also got dashes, so you only have 2 damaging abilities, and that sucks. Like, that fucking sucks, because if he can dodge them and go in for an all-in, you have to auto-attack to get your passive, because your passive is most of your... actually, all of your consistent damage. So people with dashes kind of fuck you. So Renekton. Kha'Zix as a jungler is really hard against Mordekaiser, because usually any other type of jungler, they come to gank me, I can ult them and kill him. Kha'Zix is one of those where he can go invisible, dodging my skill shots, and also because I'm removing my minions, because I'm removing everyone except me and him, he gets that isolated damage every single time. So his Qs really fuck you up, like really bad. Fiora, I mean, it's so easy to parry my E, and she's got Qs that can dash my Q. She does a lot of she does true fucking damage, max health damage. She's mobile, she can run you down. She can fuck you up. Like, a good Fiora will fuck you up. Same thing with Vayne. She's got, you know, true damage. She's got a dash that can block your, you know, your skill shots. And she can kite you out with, you know, condemn and all that bullshit. They go invisible, dodge more fucking skill shots. Caitlyn already talked about how her auto attack distance gives you a really hard time. She can kite you out. She got a net. She got traps, and you don't really have any dashes. And if you can't get close enough to pull her, you're kind of fucked. Jax is hard because he scales. You can deal with him early in lane. You can kind of keep poking him with your Q, poking him with your Q, poking him with your Q. He comes in, you can just fucking kick him away when he does his helicopter dick. Or if he uses his Q, after he uses his Q, of course, you can, you know, keep him away. It's not too terribly bad in lane, but when he starts scaling up and he's split pushing, like, you can't really fight him. Like, he'll fuck you up. Tryndamere is another one. Like, Tryndamere can spin on you. Like, you can Q him. He spins on you, you can try to hit him away. If he Qs behind you and you're not, like, and you miss your E, you're kind of fucked. If you ult him, like, you can get him low enough, but then, like, he'll just fight you. Like, he's the kind where you're not in there. He's not in there with you, you're in there with him. And he will fucking beat your ass. So, Tryndamere is a really hard one, and also his scaling. So yeah, if you can get some jungle pressure in these matchups and get ahead, you can beat them. Like, obviously, like Tryndamere, and another hard person to deal with is Kayle, because Kayle can kite really easily. Like, you can sit and poke, and you try to get on top of her, she heals and run away. Like, it's really hard to get on top of Kayle. Good matchups. There's a lot of good matchups. Garen, a big like solo queue type person is Garen. Garen gets fucked. Darius gets fucked. These big any tank you can fuck up. Any tank. You do so much damage on based off max health. Any tank you can fuck up. Brawlers you can fuck up because they have like good HP, solid damage, but you beat them. Like, you just beat them. Another one that you might not think is a good matchup is actually Quinn. Quinn is a good matchup for you. Like, if she decides, if you run in on her and you Q and you wait for this bitch, you wait for her to E. Her E lands right on the outside of your E. So even though she kick flips and thinks she's getting distance, you can save your E and catch her because she's gonna land right into it, and you get pulled back, and then it's fucking clobber in time. You know, gonna get that Mordekaiser dick. So Quinn sucks. She can't really go anywhere with her ult. Her ult isn't very good in combat, so it's only used for roaming. So you kind of keep up the pressure, shove the lane. If their jungler ganks, you fucking kill him. Beat Quinn's ass. Like, it's just kind of how it is. Now, I would need to... This is the hardest thing to grasp. The Q Flash is actually a very, very unique thing with Mordekaiser. So, obviously, say I'm running someone down, right? They're like 2 HP. They have Flash up. They're going to wait for me to Q... Right? They're gonna wait for me to Q, and then they're gonna flash. This happens, I get these kills all the fucking time. So what you can do, right? Or if you're out of range, or they're sitting on a tower super low and you're out of range, you can Q, flash. Right? Or if you're chasing them and they're in range, and they're gonna flash when you Q, then you can, you know, flash follow, and it'll hit over here, and they will get hit. So that's important. But there's something you need to know about the mechanic of the Q Flash. It is not like any other mechanic, and it took me a very long time to understand this. So watch this. Say I'm right here, okay? Check this shit out. If I'm gonna cast my Q this way, right? And I flash over here, you expect my Q that was perpendicular to it to land on this guy, correct? Right? Doesn't that make sense? Like any other spell ever in League of Legends? It doesn't work like that. So you would think, right? If I'm going to Q here, and I flash here, like I do a Q flash, my Q should end up right here, right? So I were to here, and I flash. If I were to do a Q flash, I'm doing it super slow-mo, you would think that I would hit right here, correct? And I'd hit this dude. It's not how it works, all right? It's all about the cursor and when you quick cast it. It follows the direction. For instance, right here. Say I'm going to hit this one, right? But instead, I want to Q flash and hit this dude. I have to cursor here. And notice how it goes like this. So let's drop another dummy so I can show you the practical uses, really. So if I'm... Notice this right there. You see that fucking direction? You're like, what the hell? How is it, like, doing that? That is where your damage is, okay? That is how you know where your damage is going to be. Notice how I'm changing the direction of it. That's how it works. It doesn't, like, Q, and then when you go to flash, it makes a mimicked Q right here. That's not how... Instead of this, and I want it to go like that, that's not how it works. All right, if you do it, it's going to look like this. Oh, fuck it. You can't. It got absorbed. Okay. It's going to look like that, and it's going to go at an angle. This is important when you're dealing with the isolated damage, because you want to hit that one target. So if you're right here, you want to hit, like, say this, that'll hit 2 people. That's not how you get isolated damage. But if I Q here, and then flash over here, it's not going to hit this dude, it'll hit this dude. So it's like that. You see what I'm talking about? It's a very interesting concept. That will hit that one. From here, if I hover my cursor here and do it, that's how you get the isolated. It's so weird. So, like, I thought that, yo, if I'm sitting here and I Q here, I want to hit this guy. But in order to hit this guy, I have to hover up here. So if I'm, like, right here and I go to hit him, I'm hitting 2 people. I'm not going to get the isolated. But if I hover here and then flash, I will hit the isolated. It's very interesting. So, like, right here, boom, I hit 2. We'll just wait for it to go down. It's so... There's the isolated damage. Isn't that the weirdest shit? Also, a good thing with this passive is it's not hit 3 enemies with a spell. Well, yes. So, basically how it works is you can actually hit multiple enemies with one ability, and it's not per ability or auto attack cast, it's actually how many enemies you can hit with it. And what I mean by that is we need to hit an enemy with 3 times with auto attacks and abilities, right? But instead of hitting 1 enemy 3 times, you can hit 3 enemies 1 time and get your passive. Oh, well, if I can pull this dude. And that goes with anything. So, right here, instant proc. That's the instant proc of your passive. I just hit 3 people, it's going to instantly proc it. It's so fun. It's honestly so fun. But yeah, there it is. That is fucking Mordekaiser. And it's about, in a shell, what it's like to play Mordekaiser.